Hey guys, how's it going? So, following the conclusion of Season 4 of Better Call Saul, which finally presented us with the genesis of Jimmy McGill, now beginning to legally practice the law under the name Saul Goodman, for this video I want to discuss and analyze how the backstory surrounding the history of Saul Goodman's actions as a quote-unquote criminal lawyer that were first presented to us over the course of the plot of Breaking Bad will now seemingly impact Saul Goodman's storyline moving forward in the plot of Season 5 of Better Call Saul. Okay, so due to the fact that we've already seen the creators of Better Call Saul utilize many pieces of Saul Goodman's throwaway dialogue from the plot of Breaking Bad in order to craft the backstory of Jimmy McGill over the course of the first 4 seasons of Better Call Saul, I certainly believe that now as Jimmy McGill begins to legally practice the law under the name Saul Goodman to start Season 5, we can surely expect to continue to see many more additional pieces of Saul Goodman's throwaway dialogue directly from the plot of Breaking Bad, introduced into this storyline by the creators next season, in order to successfully craft the narrative of Saul Goodman's career as a lawyer during the 4 to 5 year period of time prior to him teaming up with Walter White as a silent partner in the plot of Breaking Bad. So with this premise in mind, I now want to go over some of the various pieces of Saul Goodman's throwaway dialogue that were presented to us over the course of Breaking Bad that specifically pertain to Saul Goodman's past as a criminal lawyer, that based on the plot and dialogue of Better Call Saul, as well as the plot and dialogue of Breaking Bad, ostensibly occurred during this aforementioned 4 to 5 year period of time that will commence as of the premiere of Season 5 of Better Call Saul. Okay, so right off the bat, during the very first episode which Saul Goodman appeared in during the second season of Breaking Bad, entitled Better Call Saul, we heard Walter White's partner Jesse Pinkman state to Walt the reasoning behind Badger's decision to hire Saul Goodman as his attorney following some initial reservations by Walt.
Okay, this dude got Emilio off like twice. Okay, both times they had him dead to rights, yo, and then poof. Dude's like Houdini. Seriously, when the going gets tough, you don't want a criminal lawyer. Right? You want a criminal lawyer. Know what I'm saying?
Now, of course, while we can only speculate as to the specific concrete details involving the illegality of Saul Goodman's actions surrounding getting Emilio out of legal trouble, as per this anecdote that Jesse described in this scene, we can nonetheless assume that based on this dialogue by Jesse Pinkman, where he clearly stated that Saul Goodman represented Emilio 2 times prior to this scene in the plot of Season 2 of Breaking Bad, this event must have occurred in the plot of Better Call Saul at some point in the timeline following the premiere of Season 5, and could thus be theoretically incorporated into the plot of Better Call Saul at any point in time by the creators as part of Saul Goodman's storyline as a lawyer next season, which would also give the creators the opportunity to bring another Breaking Bad character in the form of Emilio into the plot of Better Call Saul for the very first time next season as well. Now, in addition to this first anecdote that was stated by Jesse Pinkman pertaining to Saul Goodman's actions as a quote-unquote criminal lawyer that must have occurred during this 4 to 5 year period of time prior to the plot of Breaking Bad, we also heard later in this very same episode, following Walt and Jesse's failed plan of kidnapping Saul in the desert, some further details regarding Saul's past history and connection to the Albuquerque criminal underworld, also in the form of some throwaway dialogue relating to this very same plot.
1963, James Edward Kilkelly is convicted of stealing a vending machine. Better known as Jimmy In-N-Out. City, state, and federal, he's spent 44 of the last 58 years inside. Jimmy provides a very special service. For a price, Jimmy will go to prison for you.
On purpose?
Sometime during the Clinton administration, Jimmy figured out how he could use his talents to turn a profit.
So, as we can infer by Saul Goodman's dialogue in this scene, it clearly seems that Saul had established his connection with James Edward Kilkelly well prior to him using his services in the plot of Season 2 of Breaking Bad, which thus, in the same capacity as him representing Emilio, must have occurred at some point in the timeline of Better Call Saul following the premiere of Season 5. And while of course at this point in time we can only speculate as to the specific details pertaining to the background of this initial first contact between Saul and Kilkelly, nonetheless, due to the fact that there are little to no concrete dates that need to be adhered to in regards to this event, this definitely makes the integration of this throwaway dialogue into the plot of Better Call Saul at any point in time as of the premiere of Season 5 much easier for the creators when crafting the storyline of Saul Goodman next season. Now, in addition to these aforementioned scenes from the very first episode of Breaking Bad that Saul Goodman appeared in, which clearly established the backstory of Saul Goodman's illegal activities, we also heard another very interesting piece of dialogue in the plot of Season 2 of Breaking Bad in the episode entitled Mandala, pertaining to the storyline of Saul Goodman's criminal activities as well, during a scene where Saul offered to use another one of his connections to the Albuquerque criminal underworld in order to assist Walt and Jesse with their methamphetamine distribution problem following the death of Combo.
What you two need is an honest-to-God businessman, right? Somebody who treats your product like the simple, high-margin commodity that it is. Somebody who ships out of town, deals only in bulk, someone who's been doing this for 20 years and never been caught.
You know someone like that?
Let's just say I know a guy who knows a guy who knows another guy.
So, due to the fact that we eventually learned, following this scene in the plot of Breaking Bad, that Saul's contact that he was referring to was none other than Mike Ehrmantraut, I had the strong feeling that this plot detail pertaining to how Saul learned about Mike's drug distribution connection will most likely be a crucial plot detail that is concretely established by the creators at some point in time moving forward in the plot of Season 5 of Better Call Saul as part of the storyline. However, it should also be noted that due to the fact that later in this very same scene where Saul offered this contact, he also stated to Walt the vast degree of separation that he had from this distributor, it appears that in order to avoid a seemingly large error in continuity, Mike will somehow have to inform Saul about his newfound connection in the Albuquerque criminal underworld that at the same time does not mention his boss Gus Fring to Saul Goodman specifically by name.
Well, what's his name?
I have no idea. He's very low profile. He's careful like that. You know, from what I do hear about him, he sounds a little like you.
Furthermore, in addition to all of this aforementioned information surrounding the backstory of Saul Goodman's history as a criminal lawyer from the plot of Season 2 of Breaking Bad, there are also many other additional examples of criminal activity surrounding Saul Goodman's work as a criminal lawyer that can be seen via many additional pieces of his throwaway dialogue from the plot of Breaking Bad as well, including his contact regarding money laundering that he first discussed and utilized for Walter White in the plot of Season 2 of Breaking Bad in the episode entitled Phoenix.
I got a guy who knows this Rain Man type, right? He lives with his mother in her basement in Belarus, right? So good luck extraditing his fat Russian ass. Whoa. He's a hacker cracker extraordinaire. This guy can hijack random desktops all around the world, turn them into zombies that do his bidding.
His contacts involving the plot of Walt and Skyler purchasing the car wash in Season 3 of Breaking Bad in the episode entitled Abiquiu, which included some casino managers he knew that would jump at the chance to report false losses.
Well, there you have it. I'll generate false currency transaction reports out the wazoo, as well as the necessary W-2Gs. I know a couple casino managers who will jump at the chance to report false losses.
As well as his contact Danny, which I discussed in depth in a previous video.
Danny runs the laser tag. Danny is the guy who had a vision. Where others saw a dirt lot, he saw black lights, rubber aliens, teenagers running around with ray guns, right? It was like Bugsy Siegel in the desert. And when the stock market took a shit and Danny got into trouble, he went searching for exactly the type of situation that we're offering. Okay, Danny will look the other way to keep his dream afloat. In other words, Danny can be trusted completely.
His connection to Ed the Disappearer, which was originally displayed to us in the plot of Season 4 of Breaking Bad, in the episode entitled Bullet Points, which I have discussed in depth and at length in many of my previous videos.
This is a last resort back pocket kind of thing, but if you really got to protect yourself, disappear. Poof. Poof. There's a guy who can make it happen. I'd call him a disappearer.
As well as his relationship legally representing Vamanos Pest, which was mentioned in the plot of Season 5 of Breaking Bad in the episode entitled Hazard Pay, which I have discussed in depth in a previous video as well.
Tell me about these guys.
Mr. Ponytail on the sidewalk, that's Ira. He's the owner. The roof is Sandor. Ladder's Fernando. And down below, that's Todd.
And you know them how?
Well, I've been pulling their chestnuts out of the fire, legally speaking, for 5 years.
The backstory of all of which could theoretically be concretely displayed and established in the plot of Better Call Saul by the creators when cultivating the storyline surrounding Saul Goodman's actions as a criminal lawyer, moving forward in the show's 5th season during this 4 to 5 year period of time prior to us first meeting his character in the plot of Breaking Bad. Now, all of that being said, in addition to the creators of Better Call Saul potentially utilizing all of this information in the form of Saul Goodman's throwaway dialogue pertaining to his history as a criminal lawyer, moving forward in the plot of Better Call Saul next season. Another extremely crucial aspect about this backstory that I am also very interested to see unfold moving forward in the plot of Season 5 of Better Call Saul is the creators articulating to us the precise reasoning behind what specifically caused Saul Goodman to decide to get involved with all of this aforementioned criminal activity in the first place prior to us first meeting his character in the plot of Season 2 of Breaking Bad. And while we seem to know that an extremely large component of this decision had to do with Saul's desire to make a lot of money via his work as a criminal lawyer, as we can see by his decision to partner up with Walter White in the plot of Season 2 of Breaking Bad in the episode entitled Better Call Saul, it still also needs to be noted that the other, and perhaps even more significant factors surrounding Saul Goodman's actions moving forward in the plot of Better Call Saul next season will also need to comprise the enormous shift in personality that Saul still needs to undertake as of the premiere of Season 5 of Better Call Saul. Because while in my opinion, if you go back and rewatch the final few episodes of Season 4 of Better Call Saul, you can clearly begin to notice some major changes in Jimmy's personality, which of course included his actions leading up to his final conversation with Kim Wexler at the conclusion of the Season 4 finale of Better Call Saul. All of this notwithstanding, this was still an extremely far cry from the actions that the drastically altered personality that is Saul Goodman will eventually undertake in the plot of Breaking Bad. And while of course at this point in time we cannot know for certain the exact narrative that the creators of Better Call Saul will want to craft as it pertains to this enormous shift in Jimmy's personality to start Season 5, in my opinion, I certainly think that this plot detail surrounding this necessary transformation that has been gradually taking place over the entire course of Better Call Saul will seemingly continue to include the continued fallout of Jimmy's relationship with his late brother Chuck, the presumptive ending of Jimmy's relationship with Kim Wexler, as well as the plot of the Sandpiper Crossing settlements, all of which I have discussed in depth in a previous video as part of this character development that Saul Goodman still needs to go through to start Season 5 of Better Call Saul that I absolutely cannot wait to see unfold on screen next season. And with all of this background information surrounding the storyline from the plot of Better Call Saul being taken into consideration as we now head into the premiere of Season 5 of Better Call Saul later this year, when all is said and done, I really think that we can truly expect to see the creators now begin to utilize the backstory surrounding how Saul Goodman met and became acquainted with all of his various contacts that he discussed via his throwaway dialogue in the plot of Breaking Bad, in order to successfully craft the storyline surrounding how Saul Goodman started down the path that eventually led him to undertake a silent business partnership with Walter White, who facilitated in the sale and distribution of Albuquerque's notorious blue methamphetamine 4 to 5 years in the future in the plot of Breaking Bad. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed this video and also want to see additional videos where I discuss and analyze the plot of the upcoming 5th season of Better Call Saul, then make sure you check out some of the other videos about the 5th season of Better Call Saul on my channel, and definitely make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss any new videos leading up to the highly anticipated premiere of Season 5 of Better Call Saul. As always, my name is Anton Jackson. Thanks again for watching.